3-0, but they've yet to get kind of comfortable this season on room service in those five-star hotels. They're 0-3 on the road. His mama called him Clay, I'm going to call him Clay, but he's on the bench right now, so we're not going to have to call him at all. Jordan Poole, how's my range? Hey, Steph, let's go. I would love to go see a game of horse between these dudes, right? Again, bang, that's how we play, back-to-back threes, and suddenly a 16-point lead is down to 10 in the third quarter. Poole's going to finish with 30. Light him up, man. Leads down to 7. The cheese is getting a little more binding. Curry inside, blocked by Cade Cunningham. That's right, Joe's fries make you bouncy. Jaden Ivey from the floor, another rookie. Hello now. Leads pushed back to 11. Thank you. That kid can play as well. Pistons up 10. Cunningham, bounce pass. Killian Hayes, easy layup. Cunningham does a little bit of everything after that one season he had in Stillwater. It's a dozen lead, and then Sadiq Bey just out there hanging out. Get it to 41. Team high 28 for him. They had 3 dudes with more than 20. The Pistons win this one comfortably. Small scare, but win it 128-114.
Luka and the Mavs hosting the Magic. He was seeking a 6th straight game to start the season with 30 points, and he came out with the full arsenal on display. Got more game than Parker Brothers. Look at these moves. Defense didn't matter. Who up next? You up next. Luka, first player in NBA history, 200 points, 50 assists, 50 rebounds in his first 6 games of a season. He had 30 in the first half, so that streak was intact. And then here, that's too easy. Game was tied 60 at the half, by the way. Still doing it. I mean, Luka's game was on all night like the porch light. In the lane, over defenders, getting it to go. And then watch this. Nice little look to Dorian Finney-Smith. Luka goes for 44, 5 assists, 3 rebounds, and the Mavericks win it 114-105. So with those 44 points I mentioned, again, the streak of at least 30 points in each of the Mavericks' first 6 games of the season remains intact. He's the 6th player in NBA history to score 30 or more in each of his first 6 games of the season. First since MJ did it way back in 1986.
There are 2 minutes left in the game.
Day-Day, who's live at the podium.
Definitely got to find a sense of urgency. It's not there, and it's showing in the results.
What needs to happen to find it, I guess?
I don't know. Just got to chip away at the things we need to chip away at. We know the things that we need to correct. We just got to go out there and do them.
They had 30 free throws tonight. I know fouling has been an issue for you guys. Jordan, I mean, this is Jordan's first time going from playoffs to regular season. He mentioned the difference in physicality and having to almost readjust to regular season basketball. Is that something?
I mean, it's definitely different. When you're playing, playoff basketball, it's not necessarily that you get away with more. They just call it differently. And so the regular season, they call it a lot tighter, especially at the beginning of the year. And so I think we're seeing a bunch of that. But in saying that, we still have to, we got to make the adjustment and be better at the things we know we need to be better at.
You guys, maybe more than ever, have like guys who want to get their own, like almost everywhere on the roster, especially with the young guys coming up. Steve seemed with shot selection was maybe an issue tonight, or has been. What are you seeing offensively right now?
I think our offense is killing our defense, and whether it's floor balance, whether the ball doesn't move, and guys get stagnant. It's the 2 ends aren't connecting, and in order to be a great team, those 2 ends have to connect. And we've all seen good offensive teams, great offensive teams that don't play defense, and they usually go home. And so we got to connect those 2 ends of the floor, and right now we're not doing that.
Drew, we keep hearing that, correcting these issues will take time, but what are things that can be done in practice next time you guys are on the practice court to take another step forward in correcting those issues?
Well, I think it's, number one, identifying the exact issues that we want to correct. The reality is you can't correct every issue. It's impossible. There's too many issues on any team to try to correct every issue. But what you try to do is you try to correct the things you see more of. You know, so if we see a bunch of this, then you want to kind of figure that out. If you see a bunch of that, you want to figure that one out. And so I think for us it's pinpointing the things that are really hurting us. You know, some things that's hurting us, they won't beat you, you know. And so you don't worry as much about those. But the things that are hurting us, that's beating us, we need to pinpoint exactly what that is. And once we can pinpoint exactly what those things are, then we can go in and figure it out and what we need to do.
So you're still in the figuring out process?
Oh, we're definitely there. It's a different team.
Yeah.
And so, you know, still got to figure some stuff out, but we will.
All right, coming up, our Toyota Drive Ahead as we look
JK.
to the second matchup between the Warriors and Heat. It'll be 2 matchups in 6 days. Warriors heading down to South Beach. We'll preview that game coming up. Easily, the over hit. And now the Pistons, we mentioned this in the pregame show, 26-1 now against the spread in its last 27 games as an underdog. And the over is 13-3 in Detroit's last 16 games at Little Caesars Arena versus Western Conference foes. For more intel, check out NBCSportsEdge.com. Now let's hear from Jordan Poole, who had himself a ball game in the Warriors loss.
Yeah, we just got to pick it up. A couple of the guys, vets, talked to the locker room, went about our urgency and you know how we need to get it together. So that's definitely a point of focus.
Did they talk pregame or you talk postgame after the ball?
I mean, whenever we don't win a game, we talk about what we need to fix. Whether it's from the previous game or the game we just played. So it's something that we kind of been harping on a little bit. But yeah, we need to fix it, and we definitely will.
They shot 38 free throws. I know that's kind of been a trend. I mean, was that one of the talking points, just the way you guys are fouling?
Yeah, we're trying not to foul. You know, I think we take pride in playing physical defense, and some of us are coming from playing physical defense at the end of the last season, so we kind of got to figure out what's the middle ground. Try not to foul while still being aggressive. So it comes with reps, comes with time. We'll fix it.
What allowed you to get going the way you did in the third quarter?
Just being aggressive, taking some open shots, playing my game.
You seem to be kind of referring to like the physicality of the playoffs and like readjusting back to regular season basketball. That's been an adjustment for you?
I wouldn't say just for me personally, but I think you see the level of physicality at the end of last season. And I think we got comfortable playing with that type of physicality, and then we gotta get back to, I guess, playing regular defense. So, I mean, it comes with it, and we'll fix it. We know we will.
How have you felt as a leader of the second unit that looks extremely different than last year, is also much younger than last year's second unit?
How do I feel like in terms of?
Just we've been talking a lot about needing more communication, helping guys like James, Moses, Jonathan take on bigger roles. New guys like JaMychal and Dante get familiar with the system. You are kind of one of the lone key rotation players from last year and this year as well. How have you bridged, I guess, or tried to bridge just some continuity between everyone?
Just trying to incorporate them with the team like everybody else. We're throwing a lot of different rotations out there. It's early on the season. We got a lot of different looks, but just trying to see who does what they're good at, what they're comfortable at, where they can get their actions. Just gaining chemistry all around. It'll take a little bit of time. Even the second unit that we had last year, it wasn't like smoothly right off the gate. You know, it took a little bit. It took quite amount of time for us to just, you know, kind of start playing comfortably together, and we're figuring it out. You know, guys are figuring out their roles and where they get their shots and their rotations. So you got to stick with it.
All right, that was Jordan Poole. Had himself a game, 30 points,